Oh, yes, indeed. It is the middle on a Minshew Mania Monday after the Eagles dispatched the lowly New York Jets yesterday at the Meadowlands behind Gardner Minshew. And we got a lot of stuff to rehash and break down and discuss as far as the Eagles go. And the whole NFL day yesterday was pretty darn good.
It was great.
I got to admit. And I did not play golf, Barrett. I actually watched the game live.
This is the first time you watched a Jet game. You said like 3 years, right?
It's the first time I've watched a Jet game, and I don't know how long actually live on television. Yes, and you can just credit partly Gardner Minshew's presence in the game, but also my right elbow is a little bit cranky, and it was a little cranky yesterday. And I just didn't want to go out and injure myself any further. So I decided to just stay inside and watch the Eagles. And I'll tell you, I mean, that game, it was far too entertaining in the first half for my liking, because that Philadelphia Eagles defense allowed one Zach Wilson, who had thrown 4 touchdown passes in the entire season leading up to that game, to look too good. In my view, I'm not going to throw out names of past great quarterbacks like some people do in these situations. Oh, they made Zach Wilson look like Joe Montana. No, they didn't. But they made him look way too good. I mean, my goodness.
I mean, they scored throughout the season. They scored less than like 40 points in like the first half or the first quarter period.
They're notorious for getting out to really slow starts. And yesterday they did not. They went right down the field and scored. I wasn't even home yet from doing my pregame show. I was listening to the game on the radio in the car, and the Jets put up a touchdown. I'm like, oh my goodness.
And
Are we going to have a fight on our hands today?
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
It looked like it. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, and then you see the Eagles go and score on their first 8 possessions. They didn't punt the ball. They only punted once. And there was 1:54 left in the game when Siposs finally had to punt. So it was just utter domination by the Eagles offense. I mean, I know they had to settle for field goals in the entire second half, but my goodness, what did they have? 24, 25 plays to 3 offensive plays in the third quarter.
Well, you know what? The game just started out kind of quirky.
Yeah.
With Barrios, returning that kick as far as he did. I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of them days, one of them games.
This is how you let a bad football team think they can win a game. You know
exactly. That's I'm thinking at the entire time. I'm like, no. And, I got Seth on the other side of me, cussing. And he was sounding off. And it's funny, man, because I have people that, text me. And they're texting me. We really do suck. And I can only the biggest thing I have 4 different people text me. I know Seth is over there pissed off. I'm like, yes. Yes. What is Singleton doing? What is he doing? Where did he learn how to play linebacker? I mean, he was going off.
Wow.
Going off.
Yeah, but I tell you, it was nice to see a game plan that actually got the tight end involved early and often.
Yes, sir.
I mean, say what you want about Gardner Minshew. He got a bunch of guys involved in the offense yesterday. Watkins had a couple of targets early. Gainwell was a part of the plan too. I mean, I kind of liked what they did yesterday.
Well, they mixed it up.
Yeah.
I thought they started out passing too much, but then they got back into doing what they do best.
They ended up pretty balanced by the end of the first half with run and pass. So yeah.
But I tell people all the time, and I said it repeatedly on the pregame show and the postgame show, it's not necessarily who's back there at quarterback that defines this team. It's the offensive line that defines this team. Their ability to run block is far superior than their pass blocking. Not to say they can't pass block, because of course they can. They're NFL offensive linemen. But they are great at run blocking. They are dominant at coming off the ball and hitting people in the mouth. They are a dominant group of guys up front when you allow them to run the ball. Then it makes it easier for them to pass. But if you start off passing and you got them pass blocking the entire time, you'll see their deficiencies, you'll see their weaknesses start to show their face. And you don't want to do that. You want to make it, at the very least 50-50, because then it gives an opportunity to, play action and do things like that, where you don't have to really be a good pass blocker. You can just come off the ball, hit them, shock them, and then start fighting instead of just dropping back and just pass block the entire time.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, the broadcast crew on television must have been reading your notes or listening to the shows the last couple of weeks, because they were talking about the left side of that Eagles offensive line and how big those guys were and running behind them, and it was pretty good. Lofton, I think, wasn't it Lofton on the call?
Yes, it was James Lofton,
Yeah.
receiver, former Charger. I mean, he understands what makes it. He understands what makes this team tick. Why would you put your guys in an awkward position of having them pass block where you can have them come off the ball? Every time they ran to that left side, there was some punishment going on on those defensive linemen, man. They were getting driven off the ball. And, I heard a lot of people saying, on Twitter, because I actually looked at Twitter a little bit. I didn't post anything, but I looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying, well, why is Sanders always tiptoeing and dancing in the backfield? That's just his running style. He's good at that. But if you get Howard back, start using dump truck a little more, they hit the hole fast, man, and those holes instantly open up. Pow! You know what I'm saying? But
right.
The big play ability that Sanders has, man, you still got to keep him in the mix.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they were down, Jordan Howard, Boston Scott was what? He wasn't feeling well all week, right?
Yeah.
So
he's still dressed. He still played a little bit.
Right, but you knew he wasn't going to be featured, at all. It was going to be
Right.
Miles Sanders and Miles Sanders alone. But, yeah, I mean, geez, I just like to get your thoughts on Minshew. I mean, man, here's a guy who wasn't even with the team, during training camp, and he's got very little, reps to be playing with any of these guys and familiarity with any of them. He looked really pretty darn comfortable, man.
And talking to Ray.
Yeah.
And when I did my, breakdown on him, his pre-snap is what makes him a competitive quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He understands where it's going to open up and where he's supposed to go with the ball. He doesn't have a strong arm talent, but he's accurate. He can get the ball where it's supposed to be on time. And that's what, that's kind of the difference between, how he plays the game and how Hurts plays the game. Hurts can make things happen after the read is gone.
Mm-hmm.
If it's going for Minshew, he's either going to throw it away. You know what I'm saying? He's not a guy that's going to, elongate plays. He has functional mobility, but he understood that when he had that one-on-one linebacker against Dallas Goedert, he knew he was going to him with the pass. So he looked off the safety and then hit Goedert going down on the post seam route. I mean, he started post and he took it to the seam. I mean, it was great, man. I mean, he did exactly what they paid him to do, and that was be a guy that's going to facilitate this offense and keep it working. He wasn't going to blow you away with big plays and stuff like that, but he definitely pushed the ball where it was supposed to go and on time.
He's more of an anticipatory thrower than Jalen Hurts is.
Exactly.
And, gives you a chance to run after the catch.
Yes.
Once you make the reception. So that I will say for him. Man, his rating, for people that believe in quarterback rating, I mean, 133.
Yes, off the chart.
I mean, that's incredible. And, the only time Hurts even came close to that was week 1 against Atlanta, where he had his highest rating of the season. So for what it's worth, I don't think there is any controversy a quarterback, because I think this goes back to Hurts for the rest of the season. Just, to see if he can salvage the next 4 weeks and, kind of still prove people wrong, because I still don't think that he's the guy, and I don't think they think he's the guy.
Well, I mean, he has what, 4 more games?
4 more games in the regular season, yeah.
4 more games. He said the regular season.
Well, maybe there will be a postseason. Maybe there will be 1 more game.
Hey, man, but hey, I mean, they definitely have the tools to do it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of them using them.
I mean, the Washington football team is in the playoffs right now, but they lost Logan Thomas yesterday for the rest of the year.
That was huge because he just got
back.
Big
loss.
Yeah, he just got back.
He's a really good player.
For the season. Yeah, I mean, that's they say he's got an ACL or something. So.
Yeah, I think it's an ACL and maybe an MCL. So it's pretty bad. He got hit low too by Ngakoue. Yep. That looked kind of like a dirty hit to me.
Yeah, I thought it was a dirty hit.
Yeah.
But I mean, looking at it, man, they're still going to be competitive. They can run the rock consistently, and their defense is definitely good. Although they don't have their 2 edge rushers, their starting edge rushers.
Yeah, Sweat's been out for the last couple of weeks, and they've won every game since he's been out. I mean, they've won 4 in a row. I think they're going to eventually get him back. Chase Young, of course, is gone for the year, but I think they'll get Sweat back.
Yep. But, this is very competitive right now in the NFC. Very competitive. The AFC is just running away.
Yeah. Well, if you look, the depth in the AFC is pretty steep.
Oh,
I mean, you've got teams in the playoffs right now in the NFC, and with the same record in the AFC, they're like 10th or 11th.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
It's kind of crazy, because now Kansas City is back.
Right.
You can't stop them.
Ugly win last night, but they won.
Exactly. Yeah. Kansas City is back. And then, here's Bill Belichick.
Yep.
Rearing his ugly head again.
Oh, we got a good one tonight, Barrett. This is going to be good. And the Manning cast is back.
Oh, yeah.
It's back. Yeah. Although I don't know if I'm going to need it tonight.
Well, I mean, you got to look at it, because, that relationship that Belichick and Peyton, they might, highlight some of that stuff too, man.
Yeah.
Because Belichick was a firm believer that, he liked Peyton Manning when he was playing against him. He said he was competitive, his game plan against Peyton Manning.
Yeah. I think they're going to have David Letterman on the show tonight. I'm not a big Letterman guy. I never
was.
Why is
that, man? He's the mountain man now.
I don't know. I just never got it. Like back in the 80s when it was huge. And guys in my fraternity house would stay up and watch it every night. And they loved it. And I was just like, I never got it.
Me neither.
I don't know.
Me neither.
So, but whatever. He's going to be on tonight. I don't know what other guests they're going to have.
That's just like black guys in Arsenio Hall when he was that guy. I didn't like all the.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't a big. It depended on what guest he had on to determine if I was going to stay up or not.
Well, he was just like Eddie Murphy's bag man.
Right.
Come on. I mean, seriously, he just carried Eddie Murphy's luggage.
Whatever it took,
That's
man.
Really
he was that. Yeah. He was the guy back then, man. I just couldn't do it, man. I didn't like watching him, man.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. So you don't think there's a quarterback controversy, but
no, absolutely not. No.
Do you think that, like I do, that yesterday's game really shined a light on the weaknesses of Jalen Hurts?
But I didn't necessarily see the weaknesses because you can learn,
or the shortcomings.
Yeah,
of him throwing the ball.
Yeah, you can see it because it really highlighted to me the short to intermediate routes.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't, when you throw those routes, you have to anticipate a little more.
Right.
So I do see that inefficiency. But it did highlight to me the effectiveness that he has when he's in the game, because he might have had on that defense, he might have had 150 yards rushing by himself against that defense.
Yeah, but that's not what we want in the offense. So I don't want my quarterback running for 100 yards every week.
But they would also, I'm
you know what I mean, like that.
But I will also say they'd have probably hung a 50 spot on him with Jalen Hurts in the game. They'd have put a 50 spot on because there was a lot of meat left on the bone out there that didn't take advantage of, and that's because the inefficiencies that they had as far as the play selection and what they could do. You open up a whole new playbook when you open up Jalen Hurts. You can still run the same plays you ran with Gardner Minshew, but you also add to that what Jalen Hurts can do.
Right.
So they ran a lot of those plays over and over again. You could see the repetitiveness of those plays. They were just working against the Jets. Will they work against other teams? They ran the same play like 3 times in a row, a couple of times in the game. So, you just open up another bag of tricks when you have Jalen Hurts in the game as opposed to Gardner Minshew. That's all I'm saying.
That Jets defense is horrendous.
Horrible.
Just
horrible.
Awful. I mean
Mosley's the only thing they had going on.
Yeah, and that dope. There was a fourth and what was the fourth down, and he jumped off sides.
4th and 2.
Yeah, he's right over the ball, and then Salah was going. I thought Salah was going to have a heart attack.
He
was
too,
out on the field. He was blowing a gasket, man. He was saying that I guess Kelsey moved and flinched and kind of almost lifted the ball up or squeezed the ball. I don't know what he was trying to make a case for, but my goodness, you can't jump off sides there.
That's a total undiscipline. They did it twice.
Yeah, I know.
Twice.
How about the fact that they worked out kickers all week and they decide on this one guy? They bring him in the first 2 extra point opportunities in the first quarter. He misses both.
That was crazy, man. I was like, man, we can keep scoring, and they could score touchdown for touchdown with us, and we'd still be up by 7.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We could score 7 touchdowns, we'd be up by 7 because they would miss every single one of them.
Oh, it's total Jets. I mean, my goodness.
So we're 12-0 against the Jets.
Yes. Now,
never lost to them.
Did you see? I don't know if Xander has found it yet, but we were gonna. I saw yesterday. Joe Banner he's very active during games on Twitter. He goes at it with people. Yeah, he goes at it with people, and he'll go at it with people about politics and football, you name it. But I thought this gem was really special yesterday, just prior to 2:00. So we're probably still in the first half. And Joe Banner says, whoever has Rager still playing needs to explain himself.
That is amazing. I thought
that was great.
Oh man, I'm mad I missed that.
Oh man, yeah.
I should have brought that up. Next time you do that, man, text me, man.
Okay.
That was amazing, man.
Okay, I will, and then you can bring it up to Seth, and you guys can go at it. Oh, Jalen Rager is just awful. I mean, any semblance of confidence that he may have had playing football is all gone.
No,
none.
He messed up. He made a big play out of it, but he messed up, even in return game.
Yes.
What?
Letting that ball drop over his head?
What is going on with him, man?
I don't know, man.
And we talk about a lot on our show. As an athlete, I don't care what sport it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you have confidence, it could push you past your inefficiencies at whatever sport you're playing at. You could play at a higher level if you're confident in what you do and who you are. You could be the best skilled athlete in the world, but if you have confidence, you are good for nothing. You're like a paperweight. That's all you are, because he's just filling a spot because he has no confidence. Then they try to compare him to Nelson Aguilar and what he went through. You can't even look at them as the same athlete. It was definitely something mental with Aguilar, and after he had that little hiatus where he didn't play that one game, he got his head screwed back on. And he went out there and had a productive year after that. They're saying we need to do the same thing for Jalen Rager. No, it's not the same thing. Jalen Rager is not a legitimate first rounder.
Right.
Like I said, to me, he was a late second, early third.
Mm-hmm.
He is not a first rounder. So you're asking him to go out there and play at the level of a first rounder. He's just not that guy. So the expectation level on him is just too high for him to even get close to being
right. I mean,
and following.
Right. I mean, it's not his fault that he was drafted where he was drafted.
Right.
But
Nelson was legitimately a first round pick. He did some great things at USC and is still playing at a high level. He's having some success with New England team.
And he had a couple years with the Raiders. Yeah.
But they will not get that type of production out of Jalen Rager. He's just not that guy. I knew he was a great athlete, and if you put him in a great position, he could do some things for you, with the ball in his hands. But we are trying too hard to get the ball. We ran a fake, reverse / throwback / trying to get him the ball.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work, man. It just doesn't work. He can't do it.
Wasn't he in the area? Was he the receiver in the area when Minshew almost grounded the ball?
Yes.
Yeah. So there he served a purpose there. And he did lay a really nice block on one of the early touchdowns.
You saw it and everybody else saw it.
I saw it. I saw it. But wait, was that 18?
Right.
Sometimes I get him mixed up with 16, and so do the broadcasters. The 18 and the 16 look a little bit alike. So I rewound it. I'm like, no, that's 18.
That's not Rager. That's not Rager. That's not him. It's not him, everybody.
Yeah.
Relax,
Calm
it's
down.
not him. The officer was going crazy. That's Rager. Oh, it's not Rager. It's not him.
But it was him on the block.
Sit down. It's not him.
It was him on the block.
Oh, yeah, it was him on the block.
Yeah, it was him on that block. Yeah.
Everything else, like he would catch a pass and I'd be jumping out of my seat.
Right.
He had a little 7-yard pass. I was like going crazy inside the office, man.
Yeah, he had one catch for 7 yards. That's
because I want him to be successful. I played with his pops. Me and Monty are really good friends. That's my guy. That is my guy.
That's Monte Rager was his dad?
Yeah. Monte Rager played with me in Philly. And I have his number. And I'm gonna call him at the end of the season. But I'm not gonna call him now, man, because he's going through it, man. His son is going through it, so that means he's going through it. He's feeling for his son right now, bro. So I'm not gonna be that guy to go and ask him anything or talk to him about anything. I'm waiting till the season's over with, and we're gonna chop it up and discuss what's going on. And he knows what it is to play in Philly.
Yeah,
he understands what it is.
Well, I mean, wouldn't this be anywhere if you're a first-round pick with his lack of production?
Yes. But why do we keep having Marcus Smith? Why do we keep having Jalen Reagor?
Yeah, well,
why do we always have Andre Dillards?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? What's wrong with us? Why can't we make the right pick? Like right now, these 3 picks that we have, and I want to say thank you to the Indianapolis Colts. I want to thank you in advance for our first-round pick. It's all but laid in stone now because they won yesterday.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
that means he's going to start this game and play this game, which virtually locks us in to 75%.
Yeah, thank that Taylor kid, the running back from Salem, New Jersey. He is the entire offense for that team. He had 143 yards yesterday with 2 touchdowns. Carson Wentz had that typical stat line. Now, they won the game 31-0. Wentz, 16 of 22 for $158 and a TD. It's nice, but it's nothing flashy. He's not asked to do a whole lot.
And that's good. We don't need to. All right, I'm done cheering for him now. I'm done. It's over now.
Yeah, we got our 75%, didn't we?
Got it. So I mean, it's we're at a point now where we're good.
Right.
We got that. I don't have to say his name. I don't have to say the guy who needs to remain nameless in our city forever now. I don't need that anymore.
Now, you saw what happened to our draft picks, though, in these last couple of weeks. Miami won again yesterday. That's 5 in a row for the Dolphins.
What the hell is going on, man?
It's now the draft picks look like this. The 12th pick in the draft is Miami's. The 13th pick is Philadelphia's own pick. And then the 17th is Indianapolis. So you're looking 12, 13, 17.
And we were thinking.
And Miami's going to win next week, too, because they play the Jets.
Oh. Oh, man.
So I think we were back-to-back New York.
We just knew we had at the very least, 2 top 10 picks. We just knew we did. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's still a first rounder. So would you if you were in a position, would you try to trade these picks to get another 2 first-round picks for next year?
Yeah, for next year, so I can go after Bryce Young.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. That's the guy I want.
I know what you're thinking.
All right. He locked down the Heisman on Saturday.
Bro, he whooped
He
tail,
carved
man.
up Georgia.
Oh, he would kill him.
He was unbelievable. Best player on the field.
And that offensive line, we just knew that offensive line was going to get tore apart from that defensive line, man. That's all everybody was talking about, that defensive line and how they were just going to kill him.
And that's what Saban was talking about all week. He was always talking about Georgia's defense. Georgia's defense is so good. Yeah, I love it. That was great. It was a great weekend of football, man. Now you went out to Montana on Thursday night. We had you on the show all day from the hotel. What did you do after the show?
Oh, well, after that show, I went and had lunch with my play-by-play guy, Sean Kinney. So we went out and had lunch, and we're just looking around, and then all of a sudden I'm looking up. We're at the bar.
Where did you go to lunch? Because you were getting recommendations from Joey B.
It was called the Tamry Tavern or something like that. Tamry Tavern.
Okay.
And I looked up, man, and right in front of my eyes, flashes across the screen, Grizzly alert on campus.
Are you serious?
You don't need to tell me things like that. I already told you I'm not adventurous. I mean, I go fishing out in, the deep blue ocean. That's the most adventurous I go.
Right.
I'm not going out, a river runs through it, fly fishing out there because there are bears out there. They were acting like bears are just like, like the local pit bull that gets loose every once in a while.
Right.
Like my dogs get loose in my yard, and everybody knows now they actually grab my dogs by their leash, by their collars, and take them into my house. And my neighbor across the street will open my door and let my dog into the house. They're, like with them, black bears are like squirrels in your trash can. That's the way they think. They're saying, we always have, I have a ring, and we always, before we go out there, we start making a lot of noise before we walk outside.
Oh, the Ring doorbell thing with the
when you
cameras?
see it.
Yeah.
You got to make a lot of noise when you come out the door, to make sure the bears will leave, because they'll leave and scatter once you. I'm thinking to myself,
what do you do? Like bang pots and pans and stuff?
Just scream or, saying hit the door and all that type of stuff before you walk out.
Wow.
I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to live like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just not what we do. You know what I'm saying? It's not my family would not be comfortable having to make noise to make sure a bear is not in my front. Oh, but then they hit me with this. Oh, it's just a black bear.
Oh,
well, daggone it. I mean, it's a bear. Same for bear. I don't care.
So what are they? Domesticated animals? These black bears?
They're only like 300 pounds. They're not 1,500 pounds or 1,200 pounds like the grizzly.
Right.
See, your frame of mind is all screwed up.
Skewed. Yeah,
it is, man. Or you just got to know. You just can't, ride your bike by yourself when you're going, around, because if you do that, there might be a mountain lion to try to attack him. I'm thinking to myself, all right, so it's two of us. One of us is going to get caught.
Right.
I just don't want to be put in that situation.
I would need more than a 22 pistol if I lived out there.
You
need a minimum of a 9mm, I guess, right?
Yeah. So something like so they're saying if you see a moose, you got to know to have a red shirt. And if you flash the red shirt in front of the face, like, like this, the moose will think it's fire and it'll run away. Right. I don't want to teach my kids how to survive if they run up against a moose.
Told you, if they stick their tongue out, they're going to charge you.
Right.
That's another sign.
See, that's just not what that's just not what I want to do, man. You know what I'm saying? So long story long, I see that. Now I'm ready, to pack my lunch up and go straight back to the room. See, we were going to walk to the stadium. They said, oh, it's just a 10-minute walk.
Right.
A 10-minute walk. Okay.
Well, not with a grizzly alert.
Right. That's number one.
Right.
So I'm definitely at walk. I said, well, let me see how far this is to camp. I mean, to the stadium. So I'm staying at I'm staying at the Holiday Inn Express and the state. It's always like a 10-minute walk from here. So all right, cool. So all right. So me and my coach, me and my play-by-play guy, Sean, we drive over there. Now it took us 10 minutes to drive. How is it going to take me 10 minutes? If it's taking me 10 minutes to drive,
that's a half-hour walk.
Yeah. So I'm trying to say. Yeah. I mean, these are real country miles. Are country miles different from regular miles?
They are different. They are different. Yeah.
It just don't make sense. All that just does not make sense to me. None of that stuff makes sense to me, bro. That I got to make sure that I lock my trash cans up at night. That I make noises before I walk out the door. That I need to know the flash a red shirt, so a moose will run away. That you can't go riding a bike, in those hills by yourself because a mountain lion might jump out on the path.
That is hilarious.
That you got to look at grizzly alerts because grizzlies sometimes come down from the hills and are in town or on campus. What are we talking about?
That's a different way of life out there, man.
Right.
Yeah, it's just different, It's not that it's bad, it's just different.
Yeah,
And we got to give your boy Gunner credit. Ash pointed it out too.
Oh yeah,
because he had the Jalen Hurts is out news first. Actually, Saturday night he put that out on Twitter, I believe, because I saw it first thing Sunday morning, and then I think Schefter took it, and I don't know that Schefter gave him credit right away, did he?
Oh, he didn't.
He didn't.
No.
See, that's just weak.
Oh, and that's terrible, man.
Yeah,
and
weak.
I know I can almost guarantee that the Eagles organization was pissed off at Gunner for putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want anything. They want to use it as the competitive advantage. So I mean, I'm just trying to figure out how he knew.
Well, trust me.
So I called Gunner. I said, Gunner, how you know about that? I got my secrets, bro. I got my secrets.
And he's not telling you.
Man. Yeah.
No.
So I was thinking. So I said to myself, hey, I know the Eagles are pissed off at you. He said,
right. He doesn't care.
Yeah. He's like, they may be a little hot. I haven't talked to him, but they may be a little hot. They want to keep a competitive edge.
Well, right, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think the Jets would have been prepared for any quarterback with that defense. Seriously.
You're absolutely right. Because
apparently they were thinking that Jalen Hurts was going to play all week, even though he was questionable the entire week.
Well, you listen to what Jalen Hurts was saying. He was saying the same thing. Oh, I'm definitely playing. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely playing. It doesn't matter what they're saying. I'm definitely playing.
Right.
This dude's, he's hanging on by a thread. You know what I'm saying? He almost got a boot on. He don't have a boot on, but he was close to having a boot on because, his ankle was hurting so bad.
Yeah,
but that's just competitive. He is. He's a competitor.
Yeah, the Jalen Hurts is out for tomorrow. Gardner Minshew is in. Boston Scott will be a game time decision. That was the tweet on Saturday night.
See,
and good job out of him.
Man. He's one of the best reporters out there, bro.
All right, we'll take a short time out. We got a bunch of audio, some audio video stuff to get to today. The Lions won their first football game, and there was some good audio afterwards. We got some Nick Saban audio, and we got to get that video of Gardner Minshew and his old man outside the stadium after the game. That was some good stuff. A whole lot to get to right here on The Middle with Harry Mays and Barrett Brooks on a Minshew Mania Victory Monday.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit. Glass is for cocktails, right?
It's for this, and that.
Is the length of the glass equal to your...
You betcha.
But is it made out of...
Glass?
Okay, but is the rip...
Smooth?
Will you stop doing...
That?
I'm the professional here.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. All from the company that's highly awarded. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and deliciously tasting vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
When it comes to the fight against insurance companies, large corporations, and the healthcare industry, injured victims are always the underdog. But that doesn't worry us. At Messa & Associates, we're an injury law firm from Philadelphia, and we come to fight. Our clients know that they've got representation with a chip on its shoulder, and it's the same chip that makes Philly the toughest city in the country. Call 215-568-3500 or visit us online at messalaw.com. Messa & Associates, the toughest injury firm in Philadelphia.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
And welcome back to The Middle. Barrett Brooks and Harry Mays. I don't know if you saw this yet, Barrett, but the New York Post has been known to have some pretty darn good covers, back covers, front covers, you name it. The back page today, the best sports in town, and they've got the whole thing is sort of like dark and black. They got the helmet of the Jets on the left and the helmet of the Giants on the right. And in big white letters, it says, "Nothing to see here." And underneath the helmets, it says, "Of course, we have full coverage of the ugly Jets and Giants losses, but we're not going to force you to see the carnage on the back page." That's pretty good.
That is great, bro.
Yeah, that's nothing to see here. Can you imagine being a football fan in New York these last couple of years? I mean, my goodness. Yeah, there it is. Good job, Xander.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's fantastic, isn't it? Can you imagine that?
We all see it.
I mean, both teams just stink on ice.
Bro, we went through what's his name with the Sixers? Hinkie. We went through Hinkieism. So, you know, we should pat ourselves on the back for making it through that. You know what I mean? We made it through that at least. We made it through some awful times with the Phillies. So we've had our fair share of bad sports. Just not to the level of New York football, though.
See, but the thing is about the Phillies, though, and why I don't notice is I've got other things to do during the time of a baseball season. Like, I'm busy during baseball season. I'm busier than I ever am. Okay. I don't even have time to notice how bad they are. Oh, by the way, the Flyers fired another coach today, too, by the way.
Oh, they let him go.
Yeah. That's what, like 7 coaches in 7 years, something like that.
That's crazy, man.
It's absolutely, they are a train wreck of an organization.
I mean, and the, you know, what's really bad is the constant is the, you know, the Drews and all those guys are still there. I mean, what makes you think that the you know, the on-field performance is going to change when
they just keep firing coaches? And now they might bring back Rick Tocchet back to the organization as the head coach.
As a coach now, yeah.
I mean, it's just like, my goodness.
Oh my goodness. I mean,
They've
what do you do?
8 in a row, I think.
What do you do, man?
Yeah.
What do you do? You know, it's like it's crazy that you can think that you can change what's going on there without changing what's on the, you know, it's the players, not necessarily the coach that's making things happen. It's the same guys are there. Now, Sean Couturier, he's good. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the top, you know, centers in the league. I like him.
He's a very good defensive center.
Well, yeah, okay. He's not a scorer. We understand that.
Right. Nobody scores on this team.
Claude Giroux, been here for ages.
Right.
You know, we thought Ivan Provorov was going to be all world. Well, he's defensively, but, you know, he's done nothing to garner, you know, anything other than he's just a nice piece. He doesn't score a lot. I mean, who else is it? I mean, Carter Hart. Come on, man. You know, when are we going to get that big time goalie back that we used to have? I mean, I'm just looking through the roster.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anybody. Travis Konechny. Yeah. He's supposed to be that young guy who's supposed to take that next step.
Right.
He hasn't taken any steps.
No, there's no steps being taken.
So, you know, I mean, you got to improve the roster. Don't worry about the coach. Improve the roster first.
Right. No, I didn't want to go down a rabbit hole of hockey. I just thought I'd throw that in there because they rolled that out there just before our show started, that they're going to have a press conference, and everybody knew what it was about anyway. I had heard this last week that he was going to get fired.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't expect it.
You want to get your boy all fired up, man? You want to call him? Get him.
Oh, he's busy right now. His phone must be buzzing up like crazy. Yeah, we start our podcast tomorrow, and trust me, there will be no mention of hockey on it. Okay, they probably fired the coach the day before our podcast started up just so they could get some mention. It ain't gonna happen. I won't allow it. I will not allow it. But anyway, okay. Let's get to the other NFL stuff. The Lions got a win yesterday, and it was a walk-off. I happened to watch it on Red Zone live. It was pretty exciting. I got to tell you, they ran a 14-play drive, Barrett, that covered 75 yards in the final minute and 50 of that game, and got a touchdown to St. Brown, I believe it was, in the end zone. Brown. And they win their first game. You would have thought they won the Super Bowl by the reaction of these players. My goodness. I mean,
Gatorade baths everywhere.
Yeah, right. Gatorade baths everywhere. Goff was just going absolutely crazy.
But hold on. The best part was I'm looking at the defensive backs of Minnesota, and they're walking around like zombies. Like, did we just
lost to the Lions?
Yeah,
right.
They're looking around like this.
There was some lineman that they showed on down on one knee, and he looked like he was about ready to cry. You know what I'm talking about? Some dude with kind of long hair.
Yep.
He was just like, Oh my God.
We just lost to
the Giants.
I can remember being in that position, man, and thinking, man, practice is going to be hell.
Oh man, I know. Because Zimmer's an angry guy to begin with. He's like an old school angry guy. So
they're gonna be pads back on. They've had pads off for the past, probably 8 or 9 weeks. The pads are coming back on. Practices are going from an hour and a half, 2 hours to now 3 hours. It's gonna be some changes. You guys lost to who? Our division, the worst team in the NFL, and you guys expect us. They might have lunch with no protein.
Oh, is that right?
Green mashed potatoes.
No protein?
No protein.
Well, after the game, though, your boy Dan Campbell did a pretty cool thing. I don't know if you saw this, but they had that Oxford High School tragedy up there in that area last week, the shooting.
Yep.
And he dedicated the game ball to the Oxford community, and then he read off the names of all the victims. I don't know if Xander found the audio, but we should play it if we have it. It's pretty cool.
He's on it today, isn't he?
Yeah.
So we're going to start with this game ball goes to the whole Oxford community. All those were affected. And that being said, man, I want us to not forget these names: Madison Baldwin, Hannah St. Juliana, Justin Schilling, Tate Meir, Phoebe Arthur, John Ashudu, Riley France, Elijah Mueller, Kylie Osigi, Aiden Watson, and Molly Darnell, who's a teacher. Those names for all those, will never be forgotten, and they're in our hearts and our prayers, and all the families, and not to mention all those that were affected by all of this.
See, I told you he's a great guy.
Well, I never said he wasn't a good guy. I just said he wasn't a good football coach. That's all. He seems like a great guy. Any guy that says he's going to bite off kneecaps and stuff is fine in my book.
Yeah, but
he just can't be my head coach.
He inherited a mess, man.
Yeah,
he inherited a mess. That's
they're
mess.
1-10-1.
I know, man. I know, man.
There's a lot of messes in the NFL.
Exactly, and they traded away his best player.
Right.
I mean, he inherited absolute garbage, hot garbage. Those players that's where you go to end your career.
Right.
They put you out to pasture there. I mean, once I left Detroit, my career was never the same, man. I got labeled a backup after that.
So you're saying that if you get offered the head football coaching job in Detroit, you should pass.
Oh, no question. You got to.
Okay. Because there's only 32 of those jobs, but you're saying that's such a bad job, it's not even worth it.
You see it.
Yeah.
We all see it.
We all see it.
You see it.
Good job out of him, though, and they finally got a win. They'll probably end up with like 2 or 3 wins by the end of it, right?
Right.
I think the floodgates will open now for the Lions.
And they'll, once they get a little bit of that sense, a little bit of that taste, I think they'll start playing better. I mean, because their roster, St. Brown won the game for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not a big name receiver, but St. Brown. Come on, man. That's when you know is this bad football up there, when you don't have the players to really go out there and play the style of football that you want. He wants to ground and pound. He wants to hit you in the mouth. He doesn't have that type of backup there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, it's going to be hard for him to change that roster over, get the guys in them that he wants in there.
Now, I'm going to send Xander another bit of video that we need to pop up on the screen here with regards to this Detroit win. Okay. Did you see the tweet? McMullen actually retweeted it, and that's how I saw it. Of Jared Goff's girlfriend, who is apparently a bikini model.
What?
Getting live reaction to the win. She was on the beach somewhere. I'm assuming out in California, and she was in a bikini.
That's great.
Maybe on a photo shoot or something. I don't know, but somebody got word to her that Jared Goff and the Lions just won their first game, and he threw the touchdown pass to win it, and she reacted, and I think it's worth seeing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I sent it to Xander. We'll see when we can get it up.
That's great work by you, man.
No, it wasn't me. I can't take credit for it. McMullen tweeted this. So basically what I learned here is that Jared Goff has been winning the entire time. So play this.
You guys think this is their first win? Like, this is crazy. Here we go.
There it is. That was it. How about that?
I love what you said. I love you. You hit it right on the head.
Right.
He's been winning the entire time.
That's McMullen said that. I can't take credit for it. I'm not Adam Schefter here to his Derek Gunn. That was McMullen. So it's good job on him. I just retweeted it. That's all.
That's what it is, man. That's great work by him. It's all in the family, man. JAKIB Media, we break real stories. That was a real story there.
That's right. Gunner with the quarterback controversy or the story over the weekend, and now McMullen finding that gem. That's tremendous. Can you imagine? He's 1-10-1 and has that.
Wow.
Can you imagine if he was like 10-2?
Oh man. Oh man.
And the Arizona Cardinals are 10-2. Nobody's really paying attention.
No, they're not.
But they're 10-2.
Best record in the NFL.
Best record in the NFL.
With a college coach.
Right. Who some thought might have been going to Oklahoma. That did not happen.
My boy got the job at Oklahoma.
Brent Venables, the coordinator from Clemson.
Defensive coordinator from Clemson.
Finally got his head coaching job, and he got a good one, too. That's one of the top 5 or 6 jobs in America as far as college football goes. So you cannot turn that down when they come calling. So
no,
now,
I mean, does
he wear that ugly yellow-green hat on the sidelines now that he's the head coach?
Yeah.
He always used to wear that so the players could pick out which guy
He'll find some way, but he's not gonna be the defensive coordinator, so he's gonna have more of a managerial type of he's got to have a managerial type of coaching style.
Mm-hmm.
So he won't be the guy. Now I just want to see how he's gonna convert all that energy and effort that he puts in coaching. Man, when he finished the game, he is exhausted. He is sweating. He gives it all when he's coaching those guys. Can he make that transition into being a coordinator where now he's got to be hands-on with offense, special teams, and defense?
Mm-hmm.
Can he concentrate on everything? That and that's kind of the same thing we were thinking about Sirianni, but that's going to be different for him, because he is one of those guys that he's got to be deeply entrenched into every single facet of that defense. He's right there, coaching hands-on in the players' ears. That's a lot more ears he has to be in. That's a lot more coaching that he coaching areas that he has to have his hands in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see it. That's where he got his first start at. He got his first real college coaching job with Stoops there at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That's how I started off.
Now, does Dabo Swinney hire Manny Diaz as his defensive coordinator because he's now unemployed?
I know
he got fired. How about Miami courting Mario Cristobal, who has a job or had a job with Oregon at the time, while their coach is still employed?
Wow.
So they have a coach who's still in place, and they're going after publicly courting a guy who still has a job.
Well, that's when it's over.
That's just they cannot stoop any lower in college football.
You know what? I looked at because my boy, my fraternity brother, from Kansas State, he's the running back coach there, Eric Hickson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping he's all right, because he's from Miami. They got a house down there. He's bought a couple of rental properties down there, and I don't know if he's going to be with the old coaching staff. That's the only thing about being a coach. I mean, that could happen at any time. And what do you do then? It's just like you're a player.
Right.
You got to pick your roots up and go wherever your job goes.
Right.
That's tough, man. That's real tough because football is 365 days a year.
Yeah, it's tough on the position coaches and guys.
It is,
those guys are not responsible. They're not the ones getting these big promotions. They're just going from place to place.
Exactly.
Being a running backs coach or whatever. And you got to uproot your family again and just I don't know that you can ever buy a house for a while. What I mean?
It's a good thing he's from Miami and he actually grew up 10 minutes from the stadium. So, from the university. He grew up 10 minutes from the university, not the stadium, but the university. So, he from the stadium and not the university, but he grew up there from the stadium, right around the corner. If you ever been to Miami Stadium, it's not in the best of areas, to say the least. So he grew up right around there. Right around there.
Well, the Hurricanes play? Well, don't they play where the Dolphins play, or do they have a
that same place?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But it's shady around. Look at the houses around there. It's shady around that area, bro. You know what I'm saying? So he grew up around there. So it's not really a problem, him, his house and, because, his family stays there. So, he'll keep that house. But still, what if he ends up in Washington with a coaching job? Or just like you said, Manny Diaz gets a job somewhere else. Who does he follow then?
I don't think Manny Diaz is going to be unemployed for very long.
Well, he won't be, but
no.
Maybe he'll
he's not coming back to Temple.
I was just about to crack a joke.
I think it was Ash who said that on the stream. I know he was probably being tongue in cheek.
Right.
No, he's not coming back to Temple. He's the only undefeated Temple head football coach. He was there for 18 days, never lost a game. So he's got that going for him.
No wins though either. So
yeah. Now
you know what though?
What?
I could seriously think they could entertain him again though.
What?
I could see that. You wouldn't
No
see
way.
You can't see him going up there?
No way. There's no way I even give him the courtesy of interviewing for a job that he walked on 18 days after he took it.
That's
Screw
crazy.
him.
You're right.
Screw him.
You're right.
All right. Boom Bap 75 on the stream says, let's be real. Hurts and Minshew are just glorified backups. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You might have something there.
Right.
But
for those taking shots at me for calling it Minshew Mania, it's called sarcasm. I'm having fun. Okay. I'd advise you try it sometime.
Oh my goodness. But you know what? Did you hear what Doug said?
What did he say?
Doug is saying, he sees the same qualities in Hurts as a quarterback that he saw in other quarterbacks that have had some success in the league. I mean, he basically said, look at what he had in Carson, and his development of Carson. It takes 3 years for a quarterback to really learn what it is to be a quarterback in the NFL. And he said that Hurst is basically in his rookie year, and you have to think about him being a rookie at this point. So to think that he would be anything other than what he is right now, you're kind of joking. You kind of.
Yeah, I'm not saying they should go draft another one in the next year draft.
Well, don't do that. I can't, because this draft here sucks.
Right, it's not that great.
Right, this draft.
You watch, Pickett will be pushed up into the top 15.
Exactly.
Eventually, anyway, it always happens.
That'll be an overreach.
Right.
To
Maybe
get
the
him.
Steelers take him.
Well,
he'd
be good to stay there. He'd be good. He wouldn't have to move too far.
Right.
He can keep his college roommates and everything.
Right. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, we sit here and say there's no real good high prospects at quarterback. But by the time the draft comes around, people think these guys are better than they are, and they always move them up in the draft.
Right? This crop of quarterbacks is even worse than last year's crop of quarterbacks that are playing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Wilson utterly sucks. You know what I mean? Lawrence, he's going to suck until he leaves Jacksonville.
I didn't see any of that game yesterday, but they got blown out again. I think they only scored one touchdown in the game.
And the Rams, they act like the Rams are back.
Yeah,
no, they just played Jackson.
It was a get right game. I mean,
every
now and then you need that. You need that after a couple losses.
Exactly, but you can't say that. You can't say that. They're back.
No.
They should have been playing way better than what with the money they spent. They need to get some returns on those dividends that they've accrued over this past year. They have some players now. Those guys just aren't playing together. Right. I don't know what's going on there. They got to figure it out. They better figure it out real fast. They traded everybody and everything. They don't have anything left in the cover to trade.
Deshaun Watson doesn't want to come here. Aaron Rodgers probably isn't leaving Green Bay, and if he is, he's not coming here. He'd probably go in the AFC, because if I'm Green Bay, if he's not going to be my quarterback, he's not going to be a quarterback that I'm going to have to go through to get to the Super Bowl. I'm going to ship him to the other conference. Right.
Exactly.
Okay, so forget about him. The only other option would be Russell Wilson. Now, would I take a shot at him if he was interested in coming here? Yeah, I probably would.
Me too.
But other than that, it's Jalen Hurts again. Right?
Well, I've already
built the defense up.
Yep. I've already come to that conclusion that it's going to be Jalen Hurts' show next year also.
Mm-hmm.
And which is not bad. To me, it's not bad. Because I think that, Jalen Hurts, given another year under his belt, he could show us just a little bit more. And,
But here's a question for you, though. He's not accurate. Okay. Can you get accurate at this point?
Yes, you can. Accuracy can come from taking total understanding on what's in front of you. He has the buy-in to breaking down pre-snap reads, understanding where the ball's supposed to go. That way you start anticipating things, throwing guys open.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get taught that. That's not something that just comes to you. That's something that's acquired over a long time of playing the game, being coached in that capacity.
Well, for some guys, it just comes to them, but those are the special guys.
Well, you very special. We're talking about the Bradys.
Yeah.
We're talking about,
Rogers,
the
guys like
Breezes,
that. Yeah.
Rogers, but they learn that. They learn that too. Brady didn't come out to be all world.
No.
Brady was an average quarterback. Might have been a little below average to start off.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until he took the reins, and because he was an average quarterback in Michigan.
Yeah.
But he learned that. He learned what it takes to take it to the next level. And I tell people all the time that some people that are great, they had that mindset. They can take a pass. They take some pass what most mental capabilities will stop at. Like, just like, somebody, if you're hurting yourself, you'll stop yourself from hurting yourself. Well, some people can take past that threshold and take it to another level, because mentally they just have that capacity to do it. Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan, his competitive nature, his competitive nature would push him past the limits that other people will have. And that's what makes him great. Well, Brady has that, but Hurts has something like that. Hurts can definitely, take his game to another level if he starts doing the little things. And I don't know what those little things are. I just know when I was playing, I became a better player once I learned what it is to be a pro. I learned how to break down field. I learned how to look at tendencies. And then I could see pre-snap stuff before it happened, and I could make a call and make something happen. But that didn't happen until later on in my career.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you can develop that. It can be done. He can be that quarterback. It's not like Five came in and was like, that type of quarterback that he became.
Mm-hmm.
Five had to work at it.
Five had issues.
He had a lot of issues. Five had issues all up to year 8, year 9.
Yeah.
He became great the tail end of his Philadelphia career.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't great before that. Remember, he used to throw all those balls into the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Those are things that he had to work past. He had to learn how to be that.
Well, he was not an anticipatory thrower either.
Exactly.
That's why he didn't throw many interceptions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But look what he became.
Right.
He has a little under 15,000 yards passing. He can be a good player, man. He had well over that, but I'm saying he definitely has gold jacket numbers. You know what I'm saying? Or right below being a Hall of Famer.
Right below. Yeah.
Right there. There's
like
there,
a dotted line, and then there's 5.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? He's right there.
Right.
But what's the difference between what you see in him and what you see in 5?
We should build like an almost Hall of Fame.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we could have our own enshrinements.
Ricky Waters,
a different colored jacket. It's like not gold. It's kind of like, I don't know, not mustard. Darker. Yeah, maybe a mustard, like a nice golden, spicy brown color. And that's the almost Hall of Fame. Yeah, Ricky Waters would be right there, right?
Yeah, man, it's an almost guy. Eric Allen,
right?
Although
Eric Allen should be in the Hall of Fame,
right?
Yeah.
Seth Joyner,
right
on the cusp of it.
Man. I liked his jacket yesterday.
Yeah, that was smooth, wasn't it?
It was pretty sweet.
Clyde Simmons. There's a lot of guys that shoulda, coulda, woulda made it.
Right,
they're right there.
Oh, man.
Even Jaws.
Right.
There's a lot of Eagles that didn't make it to the Hall of Fame, but are right there at the edge.
It's good Harold Carmichael finally made it in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was kind of a joke. All right, we'll take a quick time out. We got a whole other hour to go. We still got some audio from Nick Saban, and we got to get to this Gardner Minshew and his old man. Back after this.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that. Holy sh!
Glasses for cocktails, right?
It's for this, this, and that.
Is the length of the glass equal to your...
You betcha.
But is it made out of...
Glass?
Yeah, okay, but is the rip...
Smooth?
Will you stop doing...
That?
I'm the professional here.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. All from the company that's highly awarded. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and deliciously tasting vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Davien's on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
When it comes to the fight against insurance companies, large corporations, and the healthcare industry, injured victims are always the underdog. But that doesn't worry us. At Messon Associates, we're an injury law firm from Philadelphia, and we come to fight. Our clients know that they've got representation with a chip on its shoulder, and it's the same chip that makes Philly the toughest city in the country. Call 215-568-3500 or visit us online at messalaw.com. Messon Associates, the toughest injury firm in Philadelphia.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Welcome back to the show, The Middle, on a Minshew Mania Monday edition. Barrett Brooks and Harry Mays. Smash that like button on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel. Of course, you got the great post-game show, which tons of people tuned into yesterday. We got Birds 365. Now, were you on there this morning? I know they had Jeff Kerr on today, but you were not on. Okay.
No, I wasn't on. No.
And then, of course, Big Sills in the afternoon with the NFL show at 4 o'clock. So
I was actually surprised that I wasn't.
Oh, yeah? Well, yeah. They'll probably work you in the middle of the week when things get a little slow. See, like Monday, you got a lot to chew on.
Right. You know. Well, you know how hard next week is going to be.
Oh, I think actually this week's harder.
You think?
Yeah, because at least next week we're gearing up for the division games, you know, to finish the season. Like you got something to look forward to. Like this weekend, we have nothing to look forward to.
Yeah, well,
you know,
you're right, man.
You know, and how long can you talk about a victory over the Jets? I said this yesterday on the pregame show. Like Gardner Minshew was set up perfectly, you know, to make his one start, if that's all it ends up being, and that's probably all it's going to be. You know, he played the Jets. Right. It's like you're going to have a great game, man. You know.
Did you see how hype he was too?
Oh, he was pumped.
It's just the Jets. We need an intervention, man. We need Dr. Rick to come talk to him, man. Like,
we're going to have an intervention on this show this week, as a matter of fact. It's funny you bring up that word because we're zeroing in on Thursday for your intervention. I've already got one guest booked, and the second one I'm efforting, and we're going to have them on at the same time.
Oh my God! Look, it's funny you say that, man, because
one of the guests is very excited already. She's very excited.
Well, I'm talking to Amy, man. She comes in, and as soon as she comes in, Barrett, you didn't respond to the email. I said, "What email?" On Sunday. I said, "What's going on this Sunday?" She said, "Well, you know, our company's having like a
Christmas party or something."
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. They want us to come up. They want a certain talent to come up and attend this. And this is like a Sunday night.
Right.
Well, I'm not doing Eagles. I'm I gotta do it. I'm like, what? I gotta go. What? Oh, come on now.
Right.
I mean, this is my only Sunday off, and I gotta go be a part of this.
Oh yeah, that's ill-timed now because this is like I was thinking about taking a trip this weekend.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying,
You
man.
know?
I can't do it, man.
Right. Yeah.
I can't do it.
that's
I
not right.
got my game too, man. But yeah, she was like, yeah, you didn't respond to the email. Of course I didn't respond to the email. She said, well, what? She already said, she said, well, everybody in the office already told me to tell you about it. So I'm telling you right now. And you know what she did?
But
She screenshot the email and sent it to my phone. So I know she said, I know you have it now. Everybody sees this. Look,
right.
I am screenshotting and I
Right.
just text Barrett
Right.
the information.
I
So now I
sent her-
gotta go. She put me on the hook. I gotta go to this thing now.
I sent her a DM this morning. She responded within 20 seconds.
Because she's on it. She hates to look. Whenever she looks at my email, she gets anxiety.
Right.
She's
I
like,
know.
Barrett, don't show me the emails because I know you didn't look at it. Don't even flip to it. Stop. Don't flip to it because you know what happens when I see your emails. She'll just go in there and just start clicking.
Right.
I said, well, what is it that we have to do? So she actually sent me a screenshot of it. So now I'm on the hook now. Everybody saw me. We all saw it. They all saw me say, all right, I'll see it. But,
Right.
and then I got my game for this weekend.
Yeah. Now, what do you got this weekend? Which FCS game? do you have?
No, it's not FCS. This is the D2 school.
Oh, wow. Who you
So
got?
I'm doing Colorado School of Mines versus Valdosta State.
Valdosta State's in Georgia. That's a pretty good program.
So I'm going down to Valdosta State this
Okay.
weekend.
The Colorado
Saturday.
School of Mines or
Yes.
Mimes?
Mines.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking
MINES.
there's a mime school and they have
Yeah,
a football team?
So one of our producers, man, one of our editors was like, you said Colorado School of Mines? He's like, oh, it's an 8-man box. I can't get out the box.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like
it's a defense 8-man box.
Aaron Rodgers may have gone to the Colorado School of Mimes because he's like a mime at the line of scrimmage with the little hand signals and the stuff that he does.
Right.
The way he communicates with his wide receivers, you think he's a mime.
You would never lie. He just, man, he's an architect, man. But
Right.
I mean, look at them. So I guess we can't. We're no longer in the bed anymore. The Aaron Rodgers bed.
No, I don't think we are. Joey B, of course, coming up with Colorado stuff. The School of Mines is in Golden, Colorado, which I know this. He's right. It's the Coors Brewery is in Golden, Colorado. And he says it's right next to the brewery. But you're not going there. You're going to Georgia for the game.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to Georgia. Yeah, I'm going to Georgia.
Yeah. Valdosta's had a good program forever down there.
Yeah, they're like D2 national champions.
Yeah.
You know, they won it like twice.
Right. Well, that's good.
Yeah,
So
man.
at least you don't have to fly out west. My wife is actually flying to Denver tomorrow.
Oh, get out.
Yeah. For the week.
Well,
and it's going to be nicer there than here. It's going to be in the 60s out there. And after today, it's going down into the 30s, like for the next 3 or 4 days.
Well, I'm on babysitting duty because the boss lady's in Puerto Rico.
Oh, yeah.
So, come on, what are you doing?
The boss lady's at a resort in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Partying.
Yes, it's like 80 degrees, 90 degrees
Right.
down there. She's down there kicking it. Well, I'm here with Yoki. Yoki, all right, thank you.
Well, why couldn't you go to Puerto Rico too, since the Eagles don't play this week?
Because I got to do the games.
Oh,
and I got to work with you.
Okay.
I take this job seriously. That's why I keep telling Xander. I take this very seriously, man. I thought we had a great show last Friday.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, bro,
it was fun.
I'm telling people all the time, man. Like, you know, my boy Tony, man, Tony Sandor. He's the captain. He's runs everything at my marina and everything. He just texted me. I promise you, said Harry is effing hilarious.
Oh, he's listening now.
Yeah, you talking about what's
the Hall of Fame,
girlfriend?
the almost Hall of Fame, or
no?
Oh yeah,
about,
Goff's girlfriend. Yeah. Hey, I'm just here to be a vehicle for the people.
Right.
You know, they just need to see. They needed to see that. Actually, I needed to see it again.
Right.
It's really why I played it.
Oh my
It has
goodness.
nothing to do with anybody else.
No, it had, nothing slips by you, bro.
No. I'm on this stuff all afternoon trying to search. I'm mining for
Right.
content. Like the Colorado School of Mines, like I'm mining all the time.
Oh my goodness, man!
Right.
This show is. I mean, I look forward to watching this show, man. And you're
Well,
doing
good.
this show.
I'm
I
glad.
look forward to it, man, because I'm
Yeah.
always guaranteed something to keep me going, man.
Well,
Something
now
will always keep me going.
I know you did the game on Friday night, but
Great
Saturday,
game.
like when did you get home? Did you get home in time to watch the entire Bama Georgia game?
Yes,
You did.
I walked in the door, and they had just kicked off.
Okay, so good. But you missed Oklahoma State Baylor, though, right?
I watched it on the plane.
Oh, you did.
Yes, I watched it on the plane. That Baylor should have smashed them.
I
bro.
know they should have.
They should have just. They were far superior team. Man. It was totally
Okie
different.
State couldn't run the ball, and the quarterback. What did he throw? 4 interceptions in that
Yes.
game. That should have been a blowout.
It should have been, man. I don't understand what was going on with that Oklahoma State team. Was not the same team I saw in the preseason. I mean,
No.
during the season, it
And-
wasn't the same team.
And I saw somebody tweet that if that kid got to the corner and got to the pylon and scored the touchdown, that Cincinnati would have been left out of the playoff. I'm
Yep.
like, no way. No.
That's the way they beat up on Houston.
Right. Cincinnati did. I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like, if
yeah.
Oklahoma State won that game 23-21 in the last second after having, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they would have passed Cincinnati from
No,
they wouldn't have gone from 7 or whatever they were up to 4.
No, they couldn't.
No,
they couldn't.
Okay. But what did you think of the play calls in the final series there inside the 5-yard line?
I didn't understand that either.
Terrible.
Man.
I mean, you got to have a play or two in
Exactly.
that situation. You can't just run the ball, behind your guard and expect to bulldoze your way in, right?
Because you weren't running the ball consistently
All day.
day.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Put in your big play receivers' hands.
Yeah.
Do anything. You know what I'm saying? I'd have ran a receiver in jet motion
Mhm.
and followed it around and threw it to him on the short motion, almost like a sprint right option. Get the ball to him. Something
Right.
to get the ball on the outside because you were not running on that big Samoan kid in the middle of their defense. What number was he, like 67 or something like that?
I think it was he much was 67.
Bro, I've never dude, he was
Yeah.
he was manhandling people, bro. He was
Right.
like knocking them like 4 or 5 feet back past the line of scrimmage. He was killing people in there, bro. I'm like, who is this kid? Where'd this kid come from? But then I watched the SEC championship game. In 99, he's supposed to have been all this and all that. He didn't do squat in that game.
Nope.
It's like, Alabama didn't even worry about him. They were blocking him man to man.
Well, what'd you think about Kirby Smart down 2 touchdowns, 7.5 minutes to go in the game, and he punts the ball?
That didn't look very competitive either.
It was 4th and 10, and they had a penalty for illegal procedure or motion or whatever. So it moved it to 4th and 15, and he decides to punt. Like, what's an extra 5 yards? The game is over if you punt the ball.
Exactly, and it was over after that.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
He got totally outcoached by his mentor.
And people saying that they had nothing to play for, like that was just basically like a mulligan. I disagree. Because if they win that game, not only are you the SEC champions, which means a lot to those schools, okay?
Exactly.
But forget about that. You would have put Alabama out. Alabama would have been out of the playoff. You wouldn't have had to deal with them.
Well, and that's huge, man.
Yeah.
So now you've given them all they needed. Now they're walking around like big chickens again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're already gonna have a tough time beating up on Michigan. Michigan looks like a squad now.
Yeah, Iowa stinks though, man. That's a disgrace that they had to play in that game. I would have rather seen Wisconsin or just play Ohio State again. I mean, seriously, that is a joke.
Just play Ohio State again, man.
Iowa does this to people every year. Like they start out really good, and then they start feeling like they're disrespected, and then they start playing real football teams, and they get their asses kicked.
They beat up on Illinois.
Yeah,
all
right.
those teams.
Yeah,
Nebraska,
a bad Northwestern team, Nebraska. Yeah, all this stuff. Give me a break. I'm sick of Iowa.
Oh my god.
Yeah. All right. So that's pretty. What else jumped out at you with college on Saturday? It really was. Oh, the Cincinnati game, I saw little bits and pieces of that. I was watching that with the Alabama game, but I was so blown away by Bryce Young. I was like, why can't this guy be available this year in the draft? Okay.
He did everything right, bro. He did everything right.
He can throw the ball too.
Oh man. He sees the pre-reads.
Mm-hmm.
And how about those receivers, man? What's his name? Minchie?
He got hurt. He's done.
I know, but still, I wouldn't mind.
Mechie. Yeah.
He was good, man.
Yeah, he tore his knee ligaments. That's a shame. They're going to be out without him, but they'll just put another 5-star player in there. They'll be fine.
Somebody else who runs a 4.340.
Exactly.
You know, when he got hurt last year, Smith jumped up the ladder and started balling out. So he gets this the second
when Waddle got hurt during the season.
Waddle, that's right.
Yeah.
Waddle, yep. Right.
Yeah.
So man, it's a factory. It's just a factory, man. You got guys that are third team to get drafted in the second or third round, bro.
Yeah. Well, how about the kid? I always forget his name, but the kid they got from Ohio State, number 1. That kid's a baller.
Yeah, he is.
And he couldn't even get on the field at Ohio State. You believe that stuff?
That's crazy, man.
That's insane.
That's
Williams,
crazy.
I think his name. Jamison Williams. Isn't that him?
Yep.
Yeah. He's a stud.
Big too. Come on, man. Where do they get these kids from, man?
Well, that kid's from St. Louis.
Oh, get out.
Jamison Williams is from St. Louis, man. Yeah, he started at Ohio State. He's unbelievable. 15 touchdowns, almost 1,500 yards receiving this year.
We got some St. Louis guys, man. Zeke Elliott.
That's right.
He's a St. Louis guy. I played against his pops.
That's right.
His pops was at Mizzou. I used to beat up on his pops, man. I used to kill his pops, man.
Do you like Alabama laying 13.5 against Cincinnati? Because I do. I think they win that game by 14-17.
I'm actually seeing more.
You think more? Okay. Well, that's all they have to win it by.
Yeah. I mean, because Cincy's a good team. They're well coached. They just don't have the athletes. They don't have the horses that Alabama has. Alabama, man. I mean, they lost to a Texas A&M team that they just caught them at the right time. You look at athlete for athlete. Texas A&M looked like they were better. When they played against them, even though they're not, but they look better physically than Alabama did. I don't know what was going on.
There might be a coach on that Texas A&M staff that may end up being the Temple's next head coach.
Oh, that's right.
I'm just saying. Elijah Robinson.
Yeah, Elijah Robinson. Yeah,
could be. That's if Penn State doesn't hire him to be their defensive coordinator because they need a DC, and I think he's in the mix there. He should be in the mix for that job too. All right. To your point that you just made about Alabama and Cincinnati, Paul Hembakidis, who's a stat guru at ESPN, at Paul Hembo on Twitter, tweeted this 2 hours ago. From the ESPN 300 recruits, okay, they rank the top 300 players every year coming out, right? From 2018 to 2021, Alabama has 77 on their roster.
Come on.
Cincinnati has 2.
Come on, man.
I swear to God. 77 of the top 300 over those 4 years or whatever. What is it, 2018, 19, 20, 21? Yeah, 4 years. They have 77 of them. That's insane.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's 13.5 is not enough.
They just get guys there and they become buried.
On the depth chart. Yeah.
Exactly. Like Alvin Kamara, one of the best running backs in the league right now, was at Alabama and got buried. That's why he left and went to Tennessee.
Right.
He just went back. You know what? I'm just going to sit out that year. And I'm going to come back and play. I'll play at Tennessee. He was on Alabama's. I mean, come on, man. How does that kid get overlooked?
I don't know.
How does that happen, man?
It's crazy. Gardner Minshew was recruited by Nick Saban.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he didn't go to Alabama.
After he was already in college, like they wanted him to come over. He went to Washington State instead. He was at ECU. He bounced around. I think he was at a JUCO. He was all.
I remember that. You know, I
Yeah.
remember it now. I remember it now. He was like a duck call champion.
Is that right? He
Yeah.
looks like a duck call champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he won like a national championship for a duck calling championship.
Yeah. I'm reading this here. This is out of what is this publication here? Alabama, al.com. So it's an Alabama website. It's like nj.com.
Mm-hmm.
Gardner Minshew, the graduate transfer quarterback from East Carolina who committed to the Tide in February, but ultimately decided to transfer to Washington State, was a counselor at the Manning Passing Academy and reflected on his decision to choose Washington State over Alabama.
Wow.
It was so tough passing up the Alabama opportunity, Minshew said. I have so much respect for that staff. I do want to get into coaching eventually. And it's like going to Harvard school for coaching. So, yeah, that was a tough to turn down. And he keeps on going to say about how much respect he has for all those coaches. How about that?
That's crazy.
I mean, what does that sound like to you? He went to Washington State because he knew he was going to be guaranteed to start.
Well, that's exactly what it is.
Right.
Why, like, I wouldn't go to that same thing with me with going to Penn State.
Right.
You know, Paterno told me, Brooksy, I like you. You're a good player, but you probably won't play till your senior year.
He sounds a little bit like Jack Nicklaus, your version of Paterno.
Bro, Paterno, then he turned around and said, I'm like, well, coach, what if I'm better than the guy that's in front of me? No, we just don't do it. You know, the likelihood of that, you won't be ready to play at this level of football. So, yeah, you won't play till your senior year. I said,
wow.
Coach, I just need an opportunity to be successful and try to play. So, you know, I guess I can't come here, Coach. Okay, then. Well, we appreciate you.
Now, you think he was telling you that to get you out of there, like because, or was he just like being real?
He was being real.
He was being real.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to be sarcastic. He wasn't trying to, you know, see where my head was.
Mm-hmm.
That's his philosophy in his head. That's his philosophy. He was like,
really?
We don't play offensive linemen until they're older.
Wow.
So I said, nope, I can't come here. My flight was supposed to be at 3:00 on Sunday. The next day, I was out of there. I was out of Penn State and in Philly at the airport at 12:00 for a 12:30 flight back to St. Louis.
Wow.
He got me out of there quick.
It didn't take long.
Didn't pass go. Just
now you were talking about the duck call thing with Minshew. Colin Berger points out he thought that was Duck Hodges. Remember the quarterback that played for the Steelers a year or two ago?
I thought that was Gardner Minshew. I thought it was Gardner Minshew.
I don't know. I
mean, he might be right. He might be right. Duck, was it? I think it was Minshew though,
because that's a kid that went to Samford College. That they're at the FCS or Division II school, Samford in Alabama. And he was a good quarterback. They played for the Steelers for a couple of games.
Let me look it up.
I think he's out of the league now. I think.
It might be him. It might be the
Duck Hodges.
Yeah, Duck Hodges.
Okay. Tennessee actually recruited Minshew also. I guess while he was at deciding where to go as a grad transfer. So, for what it's worth, whatever it is, I couldn't imagine Minshew. Could you imagine Minshew gelling with Nick Saban?
That'd be a conflict right there. You know, because he's just got this charismatic type, you know, and you know, Saban likes those, you know, straight and narrow type of kids, you know,
like Jalen Hurts.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, you know, Jalen Hurts is all business. It's all football. He's very, you know, regimented. He doesn't attract attention to himself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Minshew. Minshew wears crazy outfits. He comes in dressed like Top Gun coming to the game yesterday. I mean, this guy's out of control, man.
And then you see with his pops, man.
Yeah,
I'm glad you told Xander to get that up, man.
Yeah, let's get that up here right now. This is a good time for that. This is Gardner Minshew and his dad right outside the stadium before he gets on the bus after the game last night.
Evidently he didn't know that his pops was there.
Well, I thought his pops tries to go to every game.
I don't know, but he didn't look like he was there. He knew he was going to be there.
Okay, well, here he's got the Top Gun leather jacket on. His old man's got a Philadelphia Eagles hoodie.
Love that, man. Love it, man.
Yeah.
Love it.
What's that say? Fly Eagles fly on its shirt.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, that's what it's all about, man. You know,
He's still got the aviator sunglasses stuck in his t-shirt. Wow.
See, man, I love that, man. I remember, my pops used to come to the games, man, and I mean, it's nothing like it, man. It's nothing like it, bro. Mom's going to the games because my parents didn't go to a lot of games at Kansas State. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They didn't go to a lot of games at Kansas State, but then went to a couple of NFL games, man. But it's kind of different, Like my pops, he never wanted to bother me, you know what I'm saying? And never wanted, seem like it was too much. But I can remember one time my pops and I sent for my uncle to come up. You know what I'm saying? It's like my uncle Arthur, he mentored my pops growing up. It was like his favorite uncle. And, we were playing in Indianapolis, and I knew Indianapolis is only 3.5 hours away from St. Louis. So I said, Pops, look, you got to come. And I had set up for my pop's brother, my uncle, to come to the game and bring my Uncle Arthur to the game also. He didn't know they were coming.
Okay.
So at dinner time, I said, you know what, Pops, I'll be down to pick you up at dinner in a minute, so, meet me downstairs at this time. So I put my uncle and my two uncles in a hotel across the street because we couldn't have any more. There were no more rooms in our place. So long story long, we went downstairs. We're going out to leave out, and I had picked up my uncle, both of my other uncles, in a carriage, a horse-drawn carriage in Indianapolis. And when he walked outside, he saw both of my uncles sitting there in the carriage waiting for us.
Wow.
And my pops was all emotional and everything,
what I'm saying?
I brought him out and everything, so we took the carriage and went to Morton Steakhouse in Indianapolis downtown.
Yeah.
And I had to get back to meetings, probably like a half an hour, 45 minutes before, we were, wrapping everything up. So I paid for everything and, had horse-drawn carriage back to the hotel and everything. So that's one of my fondest memories of my playing career and being a part of my pops and my uncle, you know what I'm saying?
That's
orchestrating
cool.
That, bro. Yeah, it was pretty cool, man.
Did you go to St. Elmo's Steakhouse when you were in Indianapolis?
No, that's what it was. St. Elmo's.
St. Elmo's is the place to go.
It was St. Elmo's. It wasn't Morton's. It was St. Elmo's. That's exactly what
I've been there. It's good.
That's where everybody goes
to get the shrimp.
Yep, to the combine there. Everybody in the combine goes there.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's big time during then.
Right.
Yeah, it was nice, man. It was nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good spot. Really good spot. All right, we got to take another time out. We'll be back with the final half hour of the middle on a Monday, a Victory Monday.
Yes, Victory Monday. But look at this though. Did you guys see the new commercial for Stateside Vodka? Watch it, man.
Okay.
The new commercial.
Absolutely.
Don't think I didn't.
Did you get your glasses yet? And did you get your vodka?
No. Let's go, man.
All right,
let's get it now. I need a new stocking.
All right, we'll be back in 3.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit. Glasses for cocktails, right?
It's for this, and that.
Is the length of the glass equal to your...
You betcha.
But is it made out of...
Glass?
Yeah, okay, but is the rip...
Smooth?
Will you stop doing...
That?
I'm the professional here.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of stateside vodka. All from the company that's highly awarded. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and deliciously tasting vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
When it comes to the fight against insurance companies, large corporations, and the healthcare industry, injured victims are always the underdog. But that doesn't worry us. At Messon Associates, we're an injury law firm from Philadelphia, and we come to fight. Our clients know that they've got representation with a chip on its shoulder, and it's the same chip that makes Philly the toughest city in the country. Call 215-568-3500 or visit us online at messalaw.com. Messon Associates, the toughest injury firm in Philadelphia.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Welcome back to the show. Victory Monday edition of the middle on the bye week. And I just looked here on Twitter, Barrett. Andrew Marchand, who covers the media for the New York Post, does a really good job. He's a great follow at Andrew Marchand, Marchand. And he's watching, I guess he's watching First Take. And he says, Stephen A. on First Take says to enjoy the last 5 weeks of Louis Riddick's ESPN career because someone has to hire Riddick to be in their front office. Boy, I would love to hit the eject button on Howie Roseman right now and just put Louis Riddick right in there. Can we do that? Because is there a way we can make that happen?
He is not a fan. He is not a fan of
no,
Howie
I know.
either.
I know.
He makes it his point to look at the glaring needs that the Eagles have in bringing in talent. Can you imagine him coming in and being a talent evaluator?
Oh.
Yeah,
I would take my chances. I would take my chances on that failing. Okay?
Exactly. You have a real football guy in, a guy that played.
Yeah.
And,
he's from the area, too. It'd be like a homecoming.
Exactly. So, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Louis Riddick being here. Is it not Riddick Bowe?
No, not Riddick Bowe. Yes. But when you love, I would just love to hit that button. Just, how you'd hit that button on your cassette deck,
right?
And the tape would pop out. Like Howie just. That'd be so great. All right, let's get this Saban audio up here because he was great with the media after the game, and he loves this term "rat poison." He typically throws it around like that the media is feeding his guys rat poison, telling them how good they are. Like they're constantly reading how great Alabama is. He calls it rat poison. Listen to this after the win.
You guys gave us a lot of really positive rat poison. The rat poison that you usually give us is usually fatal. But the rat poison that you put out there this week was yummy.
I love that. Yeah, because all they were doing was saying about how great Georgia's defense was.
Exactly.
Right?
And they took that.
Mm-hmm.
They took that and just ran with it. Especially the offensive line. You know, they took it upon themselves and took it personal that, you know, you guys thought we were just going to get crushed. They were just going to whoop our ass.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way they took it, man. And, you know, if you look at, you know, defensively, you look at what Georgia had, those guys up front were supposed to kill them.
Right.
And Jordan Davis, you know, I was looking at, you know, some of the clips of him.
Oh, the defensive lineman for Georgia? Yeah.
He's so fast. Look how he runs down quarterbacks. Look, man, they were blocking him man against man, mano a mano, and whooping his tail, bro. He was not even a factor throughout the entire day. You didn't hear his name at all, man. And that was that was crazy. And also Dean, they shut Dean down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Dean, the linebacker. Those guys up front, they all should have got steak dinners. They all should have got game balls the way they played. Because, I mean, quarterback sat back there
he was able to just sit back there and carve him up. Yep.
You know, so that's just, you know, that rat poison was yummy. Yes, it was yummy because they definitely put it on them. Put it on them.
Now, Jason Nelson says, can we keep Howie only to be the bookkeeper and handle the cap and have Louis Riddick do everything else? I don't think you could, because I don't think Louis would want to even share the facility with him.
You know what I think Riddick would take it upon himself to be like, you know what, you got to answer my bidding. I want this guy here. Make it work, Howie.
You think they could get along? They could coexist. I don't know if they have to get along. There's a difference between getting along and coexisting.
Exactly. You're trying to win championships. You got to put that aside, man. You got to leave all those, you know, personal stuff, leave the vendetta stuff alone. You know, I mean, that's what Howie does. Howie is great.
Oh, he's great at that. Yeah, I give him credit for the stuff that he's very good at, and he's very good at that stuff.
But you know, I'm not saying his talent evaluation is bad, but I'm just going by what I've seen the past couple of drafts of the past 10 years. I mean, there's not a lot of people that are still in the organization from these drafts that he's had.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been how many years since Doug's first year? So it's been right at,
was it 2015? 2016 was Doug's first year.
Okay, then. So
they won the Super Bowl in their second year.
Yeah, exactly. So 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
6 years. There's not been a lot of production in the guys they've drafted within that 6 years. So, you know, and that's what I'll go by, because once they let Chip go, that's when Howard was reappointed and came back to be, you know, the GM.
Right.
So I would just go from that. There hasn't been a lot of success from that.
Yeah.
I mean, not saying that they've been totally just void of talent.
No, but you got to give
a lot of talent is gone.
You got to give Howie credit though for the trade that he made with Jacksonville to get Minshew. I mean, they got Minshew for what, a 6th round pick?
I'll give him credit for.
How does Jacksonville give him away for just a 6th round pick, knowing that he's like borderline, like he's a great backup and a borderline bridge
Trevor
starter?
Lawrence.
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence.
I know, but Jesus,
he'll be here for Trevor Lawrence. They're not going to need a backup quarterback with Trevor Lawrence. He's going to be here forever.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten off to a very good start.
I know, but nobody in this quarterback draft is. But you look at you, I give him the, you know, the reins, and he brought in Carson. You know, look at the trades he got to get Carson. He went from 13 to 8 to number 2. He got rid of a bunch of big contracts back then also. Took him off the board.
Yeah, Murray, the running back, was one of them.
Murray.
And what was the defensive back that we got from Seattle?
Right, yeah.
That was another one.
So he was able to orchestrate those deals and get those deals off the books. I'll give him credit for that.
Boy, you talk about Lawrence in Jacksonville, 58% completion percentage.
Wow.
9 touchdowns to 10 interceptions.
But that has a lot to also do with the talent around him and that organization.
Yeah.
He's not being coached well, bro. Look who their head coach is. And that's all you got to say. That head coach is.
You're out on Urban?
I'm out on Urban.
Yeah.
I was never in on Urban.
No?
No. No, even before you know, his bar incident.
Right.
I wasn't in on him. You know, he brought back Tebow as a tight end.
Yeah, that was
Come
pretty
on,
much a
man.
joke. Now, 91 LSXers, he gets the show. He comes up with some good ones. We talked about rat poison with Nick Saban.
Mhm.
He says Harry has rat and poison cassettes. I did have the rat album. I did have that album. I had that on cassette. So he's correct. I don't know how he knows this, but I never had a poison cassette. I was never into poison. I never liked them.
All I can think about is that commercial, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The rat commercial. Yeah, we have rats upstairs.
Yeah, and you realize that a lot
rats
of people,
in the basement. Was it
a lot
rats
of people are like, who does that
Right.
song? They never even knew who that band was. It's pretty crazy. All right, the other thing that happened over the weekend that I got caught up into, and this was yesterday. The game started at 3:00, and by then the Eagles, game was slow. In the second half, they were just kicking field goals. So I put on the soccer game yesterday. The
Union?
Philadelphia Union against New York. I'll tell you, I was riveted. They
How?
lost. They lost,
but they didn't
it
have
was
anybody.
I know, but you should have seen the effort that they put forward with a shortened roster.
They had 11 people out in COVID protocol.
Yeah.
11.
The atmosphere was fantastic too. Again, it came through on television.
Did it?
That place was lit.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool. I wish I would have been there. It was really good. You didn't watch any of that?
No, I couldn't. How?
Oh, that's right.
I gotta be.
That's right.
Bro, it's tough, man.
You're like in handcuffs over there.
Oh man, I gotta watch it, man. Because everybody's asking me questions.
Right.
What happened on that route? I mean, you gotta look. I said, look at it. It's like I'm doing a game when I'm sitting there. They hit him in the seam. You watch it. It's man to man with Dallas Goedert with the linebacker. That's not a good matchup. Goddard's probably faster than most linebackers, but he's bigger than most guys. That's why he had a leg up, and plus he knows where the route is going. So yeah, it's tough to watch anything else. I'm just totally focusing in on that.
Yeah, well, I was into it. The season came to an end, but man, it was a pretty cool scene. I got to be honest. This just sucks losing to New York.
Right,
because they were bitching. They were bitching earlier. Somebody that works in their organization was pissed off that they didn't have more of a ticket allotment for the visiting team. Yeah. Are you serious? Like, win more games. Get the home game, you dope.
Right.
It's called home field advantage for a reason. Just because you're 90 minutes away doesn't mean that you should have more tickets.
Right.
Total joke.
But just the mere fact that they were able to go to their system and bring up guys, and they played well together, man. So
Yeah, they did.
That's pretty cool, man.
And they lost 2-1. They had some defensive breakdowns on both of the goals, actually.
Well, and that's their best. Their best player is Blake, the goaltender. So he was out. So they shouldn't have had a snowball's chance.
Well, they kind of hung the goaltender out to dry. Though I don't even know if he would have made a difference on some of these plays.
Right.
But I don't know.
But yeah, that's great. That's great union knowledge by you, man. Way to step up, man. Because I definitely didn't know anything about it.
I don't know anything about soccer. I'll be the first to admit it. But I do like watching it. Like, I like watching good soccer.
Yep.
And that was good MLS soccer. Like, I watch Premier League stuff. I watch a lot of that.
I'll just type in like Messi and on YouTube and just watch clips of them.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Well, that's the best of the best right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's saying Cristobal is leaving Oregon for Miami. So that would figure when they released Manny Diaz, you kind of figured they knew they had Cristobal also signed, sealed, and delivered. So now there's an opening at Oregon. Now, what if Chip Kelly bolts back to Oregon?
And that's a serious possibility, man, because he had the keys to the city there.
Right.
I mean, look, you got Phil Knight, Oregon University. They trust him out there.
Because now he's got to deal with Lincoln Riley across town at USC.
Exactly. That might be a match made in heaven.
That would be interesting. Now, the other news that came down before the show, I don't know if this was yesterday or if this was this morning, but I saw it this morning, is according to a report in The Athletic, Damian Lillard has a desire to play on the same team as Ben Simmons.
Is that?
And that wouldn't be on the Sixers, because the only way you'd have a chance of getting Damian Lillard on the Sixers is trading Ben Simmons, right?
Right.
So
is that? What is it? We get McCullough. What's it, McCullough?
McCollum.
McCollum. I mean,
Yeah.
McCollum, whatever.
It works. It works. You do the trade machine, Barrett.
CJ McCollum.
I love the trade machine.
For
CJ
Ben.
McCollum, and you can even get Nasir Little, who's a defensive bench player, for Ben Simmons and a draft pick. Sign me up.
I even want Big Shot Bob to come back. Robert Covington.
Nah. Been there, done that.
I mean, he comes back. He's a defensive. I mean, he could be a defensive guy. He was
overvalued here too. He's
well.
One of those guys.
It wasn't as though he was overvalued. It's the best that they had.
Right, but I mean, the fan base thought he was like, the ultimate 3-and-D player.
Well, that's because that's all that we had.
I know.
Those were bad times back then, man. Those were bad times.
If that'll make you happy, we'll put him in there too.
Like, what if he comes back, man, and now he's just a role player as opposed to being the guy? He was supposed to be our scorer and everything, man.
Yeah,
that's just too much responsibility for one guy to have with his skill set.
CJ and McCollum and Nasir Little works.
I'm good with that.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
And if you put it in, because I love how they do this, they've got some metric thing where they tell you the trade is successful, and then there's an analyst, Hollinger. I forget his first name, but he does an instant analysis of the trade. It says for the Sixers, it would give you 5 extra wins. You're +5 in wins. And for Portland, -4 wins.
Lillard says it doesn't matter. I'll shoot enough for both of us, Ben.
Right. Here you go, Dame.
For both of us. Yeah.
You can have them. Because this is dragging on way too long.
Did he say that, or did a source say he said that?
All right. You want me to get the actual tweet?
Yeah,
I'll find it. Hold on a second.
Yeah, some of the stream talking about drafting some offensive linemen. I'm sorry to say it, but we gotta start drafting some, because I mean, you talking about the entire right side, including the center. Those guys are pretty up there in age. You got to consider that. And I know, that's one thing Howie has done. He's fell in with the whole drafting offensive lineman thing, and that's what gives you some success. He knows how to draft offensive linemen. That I will say. And he's gonna probably have to find somebody to play center.
Yeah.
Guard if Brooks doesn't come
Kelsey
back.
ain't gonna last forever.
No.
Can we get him on the TB12 so maybe he can last a couple more years? Because I shudder to think of what that offensive line is going to look like when he's finally out of here.
Bro, it might be this year. You never know.
I know.
You never know.
I know.
He's not really a part of the rebuild. He understands that. Plus, he wants to hurry up and get out of here so he can wait that 5 years so he can be eligible to be in the Hall of Fame.
All right, here it is. I found this from Derek Bodner, his Twitter feed. He says, from Shams Charania and Sam Amick, quote, those are both Athletic guys. Multiple sources have told The Athletic that Lillard would like to play with Philadelphia 76ers 3-time All-Star Ben Simmons. They fired their general manager up there. And apparently there's growing tension between Lillard, his teammates, and the organization.
What?
It sounds good to me.
Sounds great to me.
Okay. Let's take advantage of that.
Let's do it, man. I'm all for it. I am all for it. Can you imagine that? Another score to add with Curry, but the point guard that can, and we keep our point guard. We keep him.
Now, Boom Bap is notifying me that there's another story from Yahoo that came out after the Athletic story about Damian Lillard wanting to go to the Knicks. I got to try to find that.
Well, he did. He said Big Shot Bob stinks.
Yeah, well, I agree with him. If the poor okay, no wait, I don't know. If
I just want to get rid of Ben, man. That's all, man. Just get rid of Ben.
Stephen A. apparently said this, that the Knicks would be Lillard's #1 preference. He's a Knick fan.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, here, I think this might be the thing. Yahoo sources. With the Portland Trailblazers firing general manager Neil Olshey, 2 candidates expected to receive strong consideration. That's nothing. That's just for the general manager. There's a bunch of noise here that he would like to go play for the Knicks. Yeah, well.
So what?
Yeah, just send Ben there and stick and leave him in Portland.
Bro, they just go on a West Coast trip and just stay out there and have him stay there. Period.
Keep him there. That's what I said they should have done in Sacramento. You should have just left him at the bus station in Sacramento. Taking Halliburton back in a draft.
Right.
Pick.
I'm surprised, man, that this is this long, man. And there's no news because there is no news.
I know.
I mean, they can't get anything for this kid, man. Nothing. And he as a competitor, he as a man should be feeling like dirt right now because he wants to play, man.
Well, he should want to play.
He wants to play. You know, he's a competitive guy. He feels that this is a wasted year for him.
Right.
A wasted year.
Well, then, I mean, do we know that he really wants to play right now? Or because I'd be kicking and screaming with my agent to get something done.
Me too.
Instead of sitting there pointing the fingers at the Sixers organization, saying that they're, making his mental state worse or whatever that was a couple weeks ago.
Man, as a competitor, man, you just don't even want to get involved with anything like this, man. Just, take what they're going to give you, man, and get up out of here. It's not like you're not going to get your entire salary. You're going to get your entire salary, bro.
Right.
Just, play nice. Play nice and go. Play nice.
I don't understand. Don't they have a game tonight? Don't they play Charlotte tonight? They beat the Hawks over the weekend.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah, they play Charlotte tonight in Charlotte. I'm not going to be watching any of that. No, I'm all dialed in on the Monday night game tonight, Barrett. I'll be texting you during this game.
Oh, no question.
Especially if there's some damn good blocking schemes and some good physical runs.
Harry, it's funny that you say that, man, because that's becoming my thing. That's what ESPN is starting, really trying to push.
Yeah.
Is line play, and especially for me. And they're getting expressive emails that express that they want more line talk from me. And they're telling my play-by-play guy
in the college games.
Yes.
Like, okay, good. Well, that should play to
you play to his strengths.
That should play to your strengths. Yeah.
Oh, exactly. No question. And I'm eating it up.
Yeah.
Eating it up, Harry. Eating it up.
Now, after the Valdosta State game, do you know what your next one? Will you have a bowl game or two to do? Because there's 44 bowl games, Barrett.
I know. I got
44.
I probably do have one, but it's not there yet. But I knew I have an FCS game next week on Friday at the semifinal. A semifinal. I don't know who's in it yet or where it's going to be at, but it's a semifinal game.
Semifinal.
And it's going to be
Villanova
on
Friday. Villanova won over the weekend. Maybe they get there.
Well, I was kind of thinking I was going to have that game.
They beat Holy Cross over the weekend.
Yeah,
in the playoffs. Yeah.
I was thinking I was going to have that game because the guy that does the games, he said, "Well, where where do you live at?" I said, "I live in Philly. I'm in the Philly area. I'm in the Philly area."
Right.
Kind of trying to push towards that Villanova game, but I didn't get it. But we'll see, man. I mean, if it's a semifinal game, whatever semifinal game it is, I'm a part of it. So it's going to be 2 semifinal games, and I have one of them for the FCS. So I don't know where we're going to be at, but I mean that's on Friday.
Okay.
In fact, we might need to move. If we could move up Friday to 10 o'clock, if you guys don't mind.
Okay.
The stream minds, in fact, this Friday too, if we could do that.
You know that UT Martin team that you did? They lost to Montana State.
Yeah, I saw that.
26-7.
I saw that.
Villanova now plays South Dakota State. Didn't you do one of their games earlier? Didn't it? Isn't that the team that played Kansas?
South Dakota.
Oh, South Dakota. Okay.
Not South Dakota State. South Dakota.
Okay. So Montana now plays James Madison.
Well, look. 91 LSX just says, "Hey, it works." So
that works.
We're all clued in on 10 o'clock.
They're all cool. Yeah, they're cool with 10 o'clock, man.
Friday's 10 o'clock now.
Yeah. Dude, I guarantee you're going to have a Villanova or a James Madison game.
I think so.
Because Villanova plays South Dakota State and Montana plays James Madison. If one of those two local teams from the East win, guaranteed you're doing that game.
You know what? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, there's 44 bowl games. There's no way that they could have – there's got to be some teams playing in there with losing records. 88 teams. There's got to be some 5 and 7 teams from big conferences and stuff in these games.
Well, you have to have 6 wins.
But when they run out of teams, they take teams that have actually lost more than 6 games. It's a disgrace.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I mean, there's
all we care about is a national championship game.
Right.
That's all we care about.
I'm telling you, there have to be some teams here that are worse than 6 and 6.
Oh, I thought Kevin Savar was saying the Jags. Yeah, the Jags are going to play in a bowl game.
The Jags? Yeah.
Or the Jets.
Oh, the Jets. Yeah. Who's worse?
Oh man, I think Jacksonville's worse.
You do?
Yeah. Jacksonville has to be worse, man. What do they do good?
I don't know. I've seen them play once, and they actually won the game.
I have not seen them
London.
Play one time.
London. They had a field goal kicker that could really kick a long distance kick. That's how they won the game.
I have not watched one game, bro. So once we're off air, I'm gonna watch the Eagles again. Watch that game again.
Why?
And then
why?
I just want to see. I want to look up a little more Minshew. What's working? Why the offense looked different from Minshew when they were running the same exact plays with Minshew. They weren't. They didn't deviate too far from what they run with Hurts. It was kind of the same game planning.
Okay.
Same plays.
Well, that's what you should do your
baritone
on.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Exactly what I'm gonna do.
I'm just looking through these. There's a lot of six. Yeah, here's a team that has 6 wins but 7 losses. Hawaii is in a bowl game.
Hawaii
against 6 and 6 Memphis. Yeah, the Hawaii Bowl.
I want to go out there.
I know.
I'll make some phone calls.
There's a lot of 6 and 6 going here, man. This is. There's too many bowl games,
bro. It was the best thing going to a bowl game. In fact, my first bowl game, can't say when I was there, was we had what was it called? Tombstone. Where Tombstone is? What is it
in
called?
Arizona?
Yeah, what was that called? What bowl game was that?
The Copper Bowl.
Copper Bowl. That's it right there.
That's good bowl knowledge right there.
That's definitely because we were at the Copper Bowl and we were in Tombstone. We stayed in Tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
Played in the Copper Bowl. Then that next year, my senior year, we played in the Aloha Bowl.
Okay. Oh man, you got good ones.
Yeah. So my last year, I had the bowl game in Hawaii. Unbelievable.
Wow. All right, now Tone on the stream is saying, Barrett, when are we going to talk about royalties for using my namesake? Barrett Tone.
I know what the hell he was talking about. Hey, Tone, that's good work by you, man.
Oh my God, that is good stuff.
Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah.
That's one thing about the stream, man. They are on it, bro.
Yeah,
they are on it.
Oh my.
We got to discuss it, huh, Tone?
Yep, we got to discuss it. Yeah, a lot of 6 and 6 garbage in these bowl games, man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma has a pretty big bowl game. They play Oregon, right?
Oklahoma, yeah.
They play Oregon.
Yeah, they do.
That's gonna be a pretty good game. Now
that's the Alamo Bowl.
Now does the new coach that game?
They'll probably have just like an interim.
Okay.
Usually it would be like the remains of the staff. It's a shit show. When these teams lose coaches, like the head coach during bowl season, it's like you don't even know, because all these other assistant coaches are scrambling, trying to get a job. They're either staying with the new coach that's coming to this school, or they're going with the other guy, or neither, and they're trying to get a job. They're not thinking at all about coaching that bowl game.
No, not at all.
It's a mess.
Yep.
It's a total mess. Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate everybody listening here on a Minshew Mania Monday. We'll be back tomorrow. I guess we'll try to stretch this thing out for one more day with Minshew.
We didn't really talk anything about Minshew or anything. We talked about his pops. We didn't talk about the game itself.
Yeah, because I don't think there's a quarterback controversy. I don't know what everybody's getting all bent about.
No, there's not. There's not. But we'll still discuss it though.
We will. And we'll get into some of the Sixers stuff too, because I think that story's gonna have some legs.
We'll talk about Monday Night Football also.
And Monday Night Football, absolutely. And one thing we won't talk about is the Flyers needing a head coach. All right. You can guarantee you that. Stay.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit. Glass is for cocktails, right?
It's for this, and that.
Is the length of the glass equal to your...
You betcha.
But is it made out of...
Glass?
Yeah, okay, but is the rip...
Smooth?
Will you stop doing...
That?
I'm the professional here.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. All from the company that's highly awarded. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and deliciously tasting vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
When it comes to the fight against insurance companies, large corporations, and the healthcare industry, injured victims are always the underdog. But that doesn't worry us. At Messon Associates, we're an injury law firm from Philadelphia, and we come to fight. Our clients know that they've got representation with a chip on its shoulder, and it's the same chip that makes Philly the toughest city in the country. Call 215-568-3500 or visit us online at messalaw.com. Messon Associates, the toughest injury firm in Philadelphia.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.